Welcome to the College Investor Audio Show, where we talk about the biggest issues impacting millennial money, from student loan debt to side hustles to building wealth. We will show you how to get out of debt so that you can build real wealth for the future.
Here we go again. The tax deadline is almost here. Woo! Although you might not be as excited as I am, and this is definitely not the most enjoyable financial task, it's still a necessary obligation that we take each and every year. And if you use great tax software, filing taxes doesn't take as much time as you may dread. But tax filing time isn't only about filing returns. There are things you can do today to help you save money on your 2021 tax bill and help you save time on filing. We're partnering with our good friends at H&R Block to help you find all the tips and tricks that can help you save some time and money this tax season. By the way, if you're looking for like a really easy way to file your taxes, you can go ahead and check out H&R Block online. We have reviews and all kinds of stuff at thecollegeinvestor.com. And now, here are the best last-minute tax tips to consider this season. First, don't miss the tax filing deadline. The tax filing deadline is going to be a little bit later than normal. This year, most filers face a federal tax deadline Monday, April 18th. That's nice to have a few extra days. There are a few exceptions to this rule, though. May 16th is the federal filing deadline for victims of winter storms in Tennessee, Illinois, and Kentucky. Thank you, that's really nice. It's also the deadline for victims of winter wildfires and winds in Colorado. Most states that charge an income tax also require that the tax be paid on by April 18th. However, a few states have later filing deadlines. Delaware and Iowa, theirs is April 30th. Virginia, if you live there, yours is going to be May 1st. And Louisiana has a state filing deadline of May 15th. Last year, by the way, the IRS was extremely short-staffed, and more than 6 million of last year's late filers still haven't had their returns processed. Huh? Despite this, though, the IRS encourages filers to file their tax returns for 2021. The IRS has provided this critical piece of guidance for filers still awaiting their 2020 returns. For those waiting on their 2020 tax return to be processed, make sure you enter $0 for last year's AGI on the 2021 tax return. Now, our second tip today, double-check your return before you file. I know, sometimes you can scramble to the tax finish line, but don't rush through those important details. A mistake on your tax form can lead to major headaches down the line. Every year, we read stories about people who accidentally mistyped their name, address, or number. While tax software can help spot obvious errors, it can't catch some mistakes like entering the wrong bank account information. Eek! So don't rush. Make sure to file with the correct Social Security number and include all of the necessary signatures. We also recommend reviewing different sections of your return to ensure you haven't made a major typo. 10 separates $8,000 and $80,000. If you mistype one value, you could under or overstate your income. Wowzers. As you file your return, take advantage of opportunities to review your numbers. Double check that they make sense with your actual income. This is easy to do using software like H&R Block, of course, which offers section summaries for income, deductions, and credits. Really easy to double check. All right, now, make sure you have all of your forms. This might be an obvious thing, but man, most people have kind of settled into a new normal in the last year, so it's still remarkably tumultuous. You might have claimed unemployment. Maybe you received your advanced child tax credit payments, had a side hustle that had more income than expected, or other atypical forms of income. These are a few tax forms that you shouldn't overlook this year. Letter 6475, your third economic impact payment. Letter 6475 from the IRS provides information about stimulus payments you may have received in 2021. People who did not receive a stimulus payment but should have, can claim a rebate recovery credit. This may seem like a small group, but it may include eligible parents of newborns and adopted children and people who qualify based on income. Letter 6419, 2021 Advanced Child Tax Credits. So this IRS letter explains how much income parents received for their advanced child tax credits. The remainder of the child tax credit must be claimed through an income tax return. 1099-G, unemployment income. Yeah, so 1099-G forms do provide information on unemployment income and whether taxes were withheld from the income. While employment numbers are currently strong, many people started 2021 unemployed, so you're going to need to claim that income. If you didn't receive this form, you might need to go to your state's website to find out how to request an online copy of the letter. And then we talk about 1099-NEC, forms reporting non-employee income. This is the side hustlers. The 1099-NEC reports non-employment income. So filers with this type of income are considered self-employed, and they might be eligible for all sorts of self-employed deductions, by the way. If you earned more than $600 from a single business entity, you will be receiving a 1099-NEC from whomever paid you that $600 or more. File your taxes even if you owe. Okay, so this is important. Even if you owe money on your taxes, you want to file your return on time. Interest on late taxes is a reasonable interest rate, but non-filing penalties are steep, and it increases the rate you'll pay on overdue taxes. Getting your taxes filed will also help you nail down how much money you owe, so you can make a specific plan to get your taxes paid off on time. I ran into that problem before. Don't do what I did. Okay. The next tip we're going to talk about is seeking out legitimate deductions and credits. Great tax software makes it really easy to claim those legitimate tax deductions and credits. A great software like, H&R Block makes it really easy to itemize deductions or claim deductions for student loan interest or even charitable giving. It also helps find credits like Lifetime Learning Credit. This credit can be worth up to $2,000 per tax return. It can be used to cover qualified expenses for eligible students. The Savers Credit. This is all depending on your income and savings rate in qualified accounts. You could qualify for the Savers Credit. The American Opportunity Tax Credit, or AOTC, if you're still an undergrad, you might be able to use this credit to lower your burden. Earned Income Tax Credit, EITC. If you have a low to moderate income, then you might qualify for this tax credit to lower your tax burden. It can also help filers reconcile confusing credit cards, or credits, I should say, such as the Rebate Recovery Credit. This credit is owed to people who either didn't receive a 2021 stimulus payment or to people who received less than they were owed. So letter 6475 from the IRS explains how much money you received from the third economic stimulus payment. If you are eligible for a larger amount, you can reconcile that amount using the Rebate Recovery Credit. This might be confusing to do by hand. However, tax software will do the heavy lifting for you. Thank you, H&R Block. Child Tax Credit. In 2021, a lot of parents received advanced child tax credit payments. These payments reduce the amount that parents can claim for the child tax credit this year. But to reconcile the amounts, you will need to deduct the amount the IRS already paid to you. You can find this amount in Letter 6419, which was issued to all people who received advance payments of their child tax credit. Of course, if you're not sure what credits you qualify for, H&R Block can help. H&R Block Online actually guides you through questions of common situations you might have, and then you can always reach out to their tax pros for assistance. Next tip. Don't forget your self-employment expenses. This is a huge one, whether you're a full-time freelancer or just a side hustler. You likely have some form of self-employment income, and most forms of self-employed income are accompanied by tax-deductible expenses. Before you file, comb through your electronic receipts to find expenses that count as tax-deductible. Some common deductible expenses include maybe a portion of your internet costs, website maintenance costs, educational materials, and any direct costs of goods sold. Seriously, you might be surprised at the sheer number of tax-deductible expenses to be found in your side hustle. Recording these costs allows you to claim them on your tax return. The self-employed tax software from H&R Block explains some of those legitimate deductions so you can look for these expenses in your past credit card statements. If your side hustle is becoming a full-time hustle, you might consider looking at getting professional help as well. H&R Block has tons of tax experts that can help you with any situation, from filing your taxes this year to getting the help you need to set yourself up for success next year. I highly recommend you get some pros on your side if your side hustle is growing to full-time. I did that, and it made all the difference in the world. Just saying. All right, now, the next tip we're going to share, claim your flexible spending account expenses. Many employers offer dependent care flexible spending accounts, healthcare flexible spending accounts, and other tax-deductible spending accounts. Money in your flexible spending accounts, or FSA, is yours. But it's up to you to claim the money in it. If you don't claim the money by tax time, you're probably going to lose the money in those accounts, even if you set aside the money yourself. If you're lucky, though, you might have a few weeks remaining to spend the money in the account. Go get some LASIK or, contacts, get your teeth cleaned, or do whatever you need to do to use the money. Then submit your receipts so you can get reimbursed. Even if you can't keep spending, you might still be eligible to submit receipts for reimbursement. Every employer has different rules regarding the flexible spending accounts, so check with your HR rep to figure out what you need to do to take advantage of these funds. Contribute to an IRA or a Roth IRA. You know about IRAs, individual retirement account? It's a tax advantage investment account designed for retirement. People who contribute to an IRA can claim a tax deduction this year for funds contributed. The funds can grow tax-free until you withdraw them during retirement. There are income limits associated with IRA contributions, though. The maximum you can contribute is $6,000 or $7,000 for people 50 and up, and contributions aren't actually due until tax day, so it's a great way to save on your taxes this year. Roth IRAs are similar to traditional IRAs. However, they don't allow you to claim a tax deduction this year. Instead, you pay taxes on your contribution this year. Then the gains and distributions are free from taxation. So you're paying the tax up front in order to save money in the future. Even though you don't get that tax deduction now, you still have to complete your 2021 Roth IRA contributions by April 18th, 2022. I hope that makes sense. The bottom line, as you move toward the end of the tax filing season, consider taking advantage of the last-minute tax moves we touched on today that can help you save some money. The tips can help you if you're considering a DIY approach to filing your taxes. However, generic tips are not a substitute for help from a tax professional or tax filing service. Certified professionals can help you with tax planning and questions specific to your situation. We recommend H&R Block Online this year. If you haven't filed yet, there's still plenty of time to get your taxes done. Just sign up for H&R Block and follow the prompts at thecollegeinvestor.com. Copy and paste the title of the podcast right into the search bar. You'll find everything you need to get started. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and we'll talk to you again real soon.